Welcome to Famous Deserves View YouTube channel. So today is for another TED Talk, but this particular TED Talk is not like a TED Talk. It's more like me just giving you like an eye opener on what some bakers need to do better, or that I have not been doing well enough to make sure they stop losing money in their baking business. You can see that the topic is actually a very dicey one, but you need to stop losing money in your baking business, because you cannot just continue to post just for show off. You need to be able to have the proof in your bank account that you are actually working hard. All right, so let's go right into the business of the day now. I highlighted the points out now so that it would make us go straight forward today and I don't just go round and round. All right, so like I said, stop losing money in your baking business. So I'm going to be just giving you about 3 points, but they would have other salient points underneath each of the points. All right, the first one is you need to reevaluate yourself. You cannot just keep going like that, like a clock, just going, not thinking, not stopping to pause, to think, to re-strategize, to see if whatever it is you are doing is sustainable or not. How you do that is you need to set a goal and a target for yourself. For instance, now in a month, now I need to make this target, right? My target is to make at least 20 orders in a month. Okay, so by the time you have it, because let me tell you something about it, if you don't have any direction, you are not going to make any headway. Trust me, because it is your sense of direction that is going to streamline you, to fixate you, to know what you are going to do, and you have a target. So it's just like you having exams. Okay, so when you have exams, you know you have a target. You need to read these particular topics for you to pass. So for you to get your financial your financial target for a month, you know that you need about 20 orders. So the next question is, when you are able to set a realistic target like that, you need to know how to execute it. And then how to do that is you need to have a good structure in place. In talking about structure, you need to pay attention to how you keep your record. Now, keeping your record is somebody comes to you to make an inquiry from you now, and then they make the cake and they pay for the cake, and then you just do it. You don't even know at the end of the month how many orders you've executed to even know if you are growing or you are regressing. Like for instance, now if in month 1 you make cakes for 20 people, and in the second month you make for 6 people, if you are not record taking, you might not be able to keep track of that, to know if you need to pause and realign or re-strategize and feel like, oh, what is it that I did wrong in this new month that made me have like a decline in customers? What did I do right that made me have that number that I wanted initially and even exceeded it? So all of these things are personal re-evaluation skills and strategies you need to put in by yourself. So this is just a guide. Okay, so like I said, aside from paying attention to your record keeping, you need to be very careful about your staffing, your pricing, and your marketing to get your target audience. Trust me about this marketing thing. There's something I know about. There is actually no shame in aggressive marketing. You are the one that knows what you are looking for. You are the one that knows the target that you have set for yourself. It might even seem unrealistic. You can even say 200 orders. All right, it might seem unrealistic to other people, but you are the one that set the target by yourself. So you should be able to put in measures, effort, and energy to get that number that you need. All right, so it's all about the energy here. So there is no shame in aggressive marketing. I said that earlier. Right? And your pricing, you need to weigh your options. Make sure that you never underprice because of the market value. All right, and make sure never to overprice, because when you overprice, of course, it's like a turn off to people, and then they will definitely go for the cheaper option, even if the cheaper option isn't even giving something as valuable as you. So you must know how to actually strike a balance on how to give good products and still not have a skyrocketing like a price list or anything. Okay, so that's about that. And for your staffing, you need to be very flexible, because trust me, the only person that can actually manage your business or your brand like you is only you. They can only try to be like you, but they cannot be like you. So never leave everything unattended to your staff, because when you do that, you put an impression in them to make them seem like they are indispensable. All right, and then that is when they have they get the mind to start cheating you, to start taking advantage of you. Don't just leave everything to them. Always make sure that you supervise them. Ensure to always supervise your staff, and it is when you do that they will actually look up to you like a role model, that oh, this woman or this man, as the case may be, is actually good with her product. They don't leave it all to us, and then they know that they need to respect you, because if you lay them off today, they know that your craft is enough for you to get another person under the snap of a finger. So you need to be very vulnerable. You need to be very flexible with your staff. Not saying you should be high-handed, not saying you should be too aggressive or very, very harsh, but you need to be strict with them. You need to set targets with them, and they need to be able to respect you. All right, so that is for the first point about being reevaluating yourself. All right, you need to have an audience, okay? And when I'm talking about having an audience, number one, you need to be clear on what you want in your clients, in your customers, as the case may be. And then when you know that, like, do you want your customers to be able to pay big? Do you want them to be able to just pay anything? Do you want kind of customers that, you know, will give you those kind of dream cake orders that you have been projecting yourself to make? You can't just sit in your bakery and let that happen. Yes, social media visibility is there, but sometimes the physical presence of whoever is marketing is very important. That's why I said, for instance, you need to position yourself in places where you can be found. Like if you're a Christian, you go to church, you take your flyers along with you. There's something I need you guys to know, that you use money to get money. That is very true, okay? So aside from using word of mouth to tell your, you know, people sitting with you in any gathering, not even trying, any gathering, any social gathering you find yourself in, oh hi, I bake, this is my Instagram handle, this is my shop, I don't even have a physical space, but this is my Instagram handle, can you follow me? I'd follow you back, or anything. That's what you decide to do, but just make sure you speak up. A lot of people will not know what you do if you don't, because you're not even writing it and you're not carrying a placard or anything. Even if you're wearing your t-shirts about it, you need to still talk to people about what you do, so that they can even know that you have confidence in your product and in your business, and you're willing to flaunt it anyhow. And in saying that, you make waybills, you make flyers, you make complimentary cards that can be handy, can be in your car, in your wallet, or anything. So you can even see somebody and look at this person, this is a potential client, what do I do? Let me hand my card to the person in a very polite and friendly manner. Trust me, they might want to come to you. All right, so when you do that, you know, you use money to do that, but yeah, when the clients come, you know you're going to make money back. So like I said, I already made complimentary cards and flyers and share at gatherings. There is no shame in aggressive marketing. Number 3, even if you are focused on social media, never let content that override your purpose in business get you carried away. That is very important, okay? So even if you're on social media and you're a baker, in the case maybe, even if you're going to be posting stuff that, you know, is not totally related to baking, sometimes just for like comic relief or for side attraction, make sure that the purpose of your content on your social media handle is solely for your cake brand projection. So if, for instance, you have about 500 posts, let 490 be about street marketing and in very good manners that would appeal to your target audience. So if you're going to do funny skits and everything, it's also there, right? But make that minimal so that they can know you are serious, and when you get a serious order, you wouldn't take it lightly. So that's very important. So I said, get yourself acquainted with sales representative or partners that will take a little percentage from you. Now this is an incentive that has been coming up here and there. Now you need to weigh your options and see if it works for you. This is how it works. Some come to you and tell you they run like a sales platform where they refer customers like in their own audience to you, and they expect you, like for the gratification, they expect you to give them a certain percentage from whatever money you charge the client. All right, so that's why I said it's a win in life, and it's a give and take thing. It can't always be straightforward like that. That way, you might even try, if for instance you want to charge 10,000 for a cake, and those companies or those platforms, all right, have said they're going to be collecting 10% of whatever it is that you're going to charge the client they've brought to you. That's their referral charge. You just need to be wise enough to add it to your bill. So if you were supposed to charge 10,000, you can charge 11,500 or 11,000, so that their percentage can come off easily, and you don't need to run at a loss just because you want to project your brand. So that way it's a win-win. They refer you, you get them paid for referral, and then you still get to own your money to be able to execute other jobs. So that is another fast way for you to get projection, because this kind of brands actually are always very vast, and they actually have networks in different places. So if you join their platforms, for instance, I don't mention any names here, but if you join their platform, about 80% of these platforms are actually very helpful in projecting your brand. And of course, you know, projection brings profits if done right. All right, so I said again, and make sure to post often. That one is not overemphasized. You can't overemphasize that. Make sure to post content often, and make sure that whatever content that is you post is always crisp, clean, and clear. All right. That alone is the first attraction that will draw your customers to you. You don't want to post blurry, dirty pictures that would even serve as a turn off. It's one thing for them not to find it attractive, it's another thing for you to turn them off totally, like, what is this one posting? All right, so if you know you don't have a good phone or any good gadget to be able to capture a product, it's either you get the services of a photographer that can be doing that for you, but you might not be able to sustain that, trust me, because except the photographer is living in your space. But if the person has to go and come, you might need to get some quick shots at some time that you might not be able to wait for the photographer or whoever, or the videographer. So you need to learn that. You can take a class to learn that. That's another aspect on its own. So in everything, you need to package yourself, post good content, get good phones, get good cameras, as the case may be, whatever your budget is, get it. Make sure to always clean it thoroughly. Make sure the environment is well lit and the background is very clean, so that already, even without them tasting your cake, they're already enticed and they're already willing to try it out. All right, so, and then that's going to be about 70% of the job done, and then the remaining 30% will not be when they eat the cake and know that, oh, they're going to be back or something again. So the last point I'm going to be making emphasis on now is the customer relationship. We all know, guys, that some customers can be very overbearing. We all know that some customers have this entitled attitude. We all know that some customers can actually be very difficult, but that is why there is this slogan that says the customers are always right. So you need to develop a shocker absorber to be able to withstand any provocation that is thrown at you by any client, because after all, they're always right? Even if it's obvious that you are the right one, you are the one that is actually wanting them to patronize you. Oh yeah, it's a win-win. You are offering a service, they're paying for it, but it doesn't mean that you should be harsh. It doesn't mean that you should be too blunt with them. So your customer relationship is very important, because I've had people that have complained in the past that a particular client, a particular vendor might pose off as a turn off with the way the tone that which they relate with people. And even if they have the most beautiful or the most highly tasting cakes or products, once your customer service is poor or whack, trust me, they won't come back, because everybody needs respect. Okay, so why don't they go to any other place that they can get good customer relationship and still get the ones that would even follow up on them, give them incentives, check up on them? They will definitely come back. Trust me, it is how you want to be treated. That is how you treat your client, despite the fact that they're even the ones paying to you. So you are getting paid for a service. So after you making cakes for them, the onus is on you to actually treat them right. Even if you are the right one, just apologize. Trust me, that thing works like magic. A customer is actually angry, you're apologizing, even if it's the person's fault, turning tables, it's fine. Apologize. It will come to the point where they feel, oh, this person is actually very cautious. Okay, it doesn't take anything from you. Customer relationship. In saying that, I said make sure you are always polite, like I said already. Even for overbearing clients, develop the shocker absorber. All right, then for your logistics, is very important. This is all about customer relationship. We all know that at some point, especially if you live in a location that you can't predict traffic situations or estimated times of arrival, you should be able to try the best you can to stick to timing with your client, because it's actually a turn-on for you to deliver a product after the event is over, or maybe 2 hours into the event. You can't always apologize to your client. These things can happen once in a while, especially for returning customers that know you are always never like that. So if it happens, those ones can actually give you the benefit of doubt and cut some slacks and know that it's not your nature. But you can't always deliver a cake of 9 a.m. for 12 noon or 10 a.m. and keep telling them, yeah, sorry, it's traffic. Since you know you are in a location where traffic situation is high, if you put a delivery at 9 o'clock, ensure to take it out of your place at 6 a.m. and give it enough time so you could even get there earlier than time. So trust me, it actually gives you, a good impression. It gives your business a good impression that you are serious-minded, business owners and executors. All right, and the last important thing is this is what I do. This is very particular to me. Last but not the least, all right, follow designs that your clients send to you. Now, it is very important for you to know that it is actually very hard for you to replicate 2 designs. You need to put in place a disclaimer. A disclaimer is what is called that if a client sends an exact design to you, you need to be able to tell them politely in a way that I'm sorry, the design isn't going to look exact. Why? Because I wasn't the one who made it in the first time. Even my designs that I've made in the past, for me to remake them is always harder than me making new designs. So you don't want a customer that is saying, I want this frequency of drips, or all those kind of things. Tell them that there are some things that will definitely differ. No two drips can be the same. No two shades can actually be the same. It can only be close. No piping technique can be the same. Even when you use the same tip, it's going, because it is manually done and it is actually based on how you handle it. Trust me. So you need to make them understand without making them feel bad, like they don't know what they're saying. That I promise to make you an amazing design, not too totally different from what it is that you have sent, but you need to understand that there will be slight changes and differences, okay, for you to know that I'm going to make it nice, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. So I think that's all the points now. So I'll just give you a quick run now. I said, number 1, reevaluate yourself. Number 2, have a target audience. And 3, your customer relationship. So that will be all for today. I hope you find these tips helpful. I hope you're going to put it in place and make use of it, because trust me, when you have all this in place and check with yourself the ones you haven't been doing rightly, you will be able to take your mind back to know why you haven't been making the much profit that you're supposed to be making in your business as a whole. So till next time, guys, I remain your favorite girl, Finish Desserts View. As always, I'll always urge you to click on the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, tell your friends about our channel, and you guys should come one, come all, and let's just learn together and just be merry and happy. So till next time, guys, I remain your favorite girl, Finish Desserts View.